What's up, Blue Room Nation? Welcome back to comics. Today I'm going to talk about not specifically a comic or anything like that. It's more of a kind of genre that I've seen the rise of, and I'm so fascinated by it. Now, I think it goes without saying that I'm a huge TV fan. Love television. I do. And all of a sudden, these different shows. Now, there's always been comic book companions to TV shows, stuff like that. But they've started doing more seasons of TV shows in comic book form. And I just think that's genius. Obviously, everyone knows I'm a big Buffy fan. So Buffy's been doing it for, well, they stopped now that Boom rebooted Buffy. Whatever. We're not going to discuss that. But they did seasons 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Angel did After the Fall, which I kind of count as season 6, which if you haven't read After the Fall, it is so good. If you've seen the last episode of Angel when they're facing off against a giant horde and you're like, oh my god, how do they survive? What happens next? This tells you the story of what happens next, and it is so good. And then there's like another set of books that take place after the Fall, but before season 8 of Buffy, and I count that as season 7. Angel doesn't really get a season 8. It kind of combines with, you got to read Buffy season 8 and you'll understand why. And then it goes to season 9 of Angel, and then 10, 11, and then it comes back with Buffy for 12. But and then Charmed. I haven't read it yet, but there's was it season 9 of Charmed? There's 8 seasons of the show, right? So season 9 of Charmed. There's a season 11 of Smallville. Firefly's done a bunch of issues after the ending of Serenity and after the ending of Firefly, but before starting out, Firefly's done comics all throughout the timeline. Dollhouse did it. Farscape, and Farscape I think is one of the best examples, because okay, so Farscape ended, right, and it ended on a cliffhanger. They just got canceled, and then it got brought back for a miniseries, and then they did a comic book miniseries, and then they did another comic book miniseries, and then they did another comic book miniseries, and then they did a comic book ongoing. It didn't last too long, but they just kept continuing the story, and there's been speculation for quite a while that they're going to do another miniseries or revival series that takes place after the comics, and I'm just like, oh my god, please let that happen. I haven't heard anything. Last time I heard about that was a few years ago, so I don't know if that's still going to be a thing, but oh my god, I hope it is. It's just, and then I love this notion of, you love this show so much, the people who are in charge, the people who run it love the show so much that they don't want to let it go when it ends, and so they don't. They continue it. And they bring it back in this other form, and it's a great form because it's still a visual medium. You know? You still see everything happening, and especially when you get the writers of the show to come back like Buffy did and Farscape did. It's just so good. It's exciting. It's just like you're still watching. You're still seeing the continued adventures of these characters that you loved for so long on television. And now they're coming into your home and you can still hear the actors' voices in your head. I don't know. I think that's a cool subgenre, I guess, of comic books, and I just wanted to draw attention on it. And I don't know, did I miss any? Let me know in the comments below if there's any that I missed that you guys have read or whatever, you know. But I highly recommend the Buffy and Angel ones, Farscape, Firefly, Dollhouse, Smallville, and Charmed. I haven't read. I've been wanting to, but I haven't had a chance to find them. I missed their initial run, so I'd have to get trades, and those are. But but let me know if there's any that you missed in there. But I just think it's an interesting subgenre, and there's a lot of shows that I loved that got canceled that I would love to see it. 4400 continued in novel form, and I actually just finally bought the novels, so I'm gonna read those and see what happens next, because that's another one that ended on a cliffhanger, and it's like, why would you do that? But the show that I would love to continue in comic book or novel or some form and fashion is True Calling. It's the Elijah Dushku show where dead people ask her for help and then she relives her days. And it made it 1 1/4 season. Like, it was 6 episodes into the second season when they canceled it. But that last episode, it's a Christmas episode, and it perfectly sets up the rest of the season. Like, all the different plot lines that have been weaving throughout the first 6 episodes of that season, and even through the first season, all accumulate in that one episode, and then set the stage, literally sets the stage for the rest of the season. And then there's nothing else afterwards. And it's like, hold on. You just got me excited for episodes 7 through 22, and there's no episode 7 through 22? That is a show that needs to come back in comic book form. So much so. Needs to come back in comic book form. And not it is another TV show, because too much time has passed and it would end up being like the game. And I don't know if you guys remember when the game was canceled and came back, but a couple years had passed, and so on the show they made a couple years past, and they just, season 3, there was a bunch of plot lines left open that everyone who was a fan of the show was like, oh my god, I want to see how that resolves, I want to see what happens. And then when the new show came back, they jumped ahead like 2-3 years, I think it was 2 years, and moved past the conclusion of all those plot lines. And none of those plot lines that we wanted to see resolved the way that the fans wanted them to resolve. And then it just bypassed it, went a whole different route, became a whole different show, and it's like, what? This isn't what I was watching. Like, what the fuck is this? And I have a feeling that True Calling would do that, not because it would be good, not because they couldn't pull it off, but just because the way that episode ended, to then have something completely different, would be jarring. You need to see a resolution to that specific storyline, because it was set up so well. But I don't know, what shows would you guys like to see revived in comic book form? Let me know down below. Again, I'm Jonathan, this is Comics. Check us out at bluerootproductions.com and give us legends.